They can. My green screen has arrived in time for 4:20, so I can put some visuals up behind me for my stoner friends' benefit. Also, the online premiere for a stoner horror short that I have a bit part in has its online premiere today on Alter's YouTube channel if you want to hop over there and check that out. Those of you who watch my content regularly will know that I had a green screen and it was featured prominently in the first few installments of Regular Ass Vlog. Tom had given it to me for my birthday, but when the shelter-in-place order went into effect, he swung by here and borrowed it so that he could do these Instagram weather reports in his free time, which I don't see how indie weather reports would be in much demand right now, since we're not exactly planning picnics or going outside or anything, but I think maybe he's doing it for the essential workers, which, if that's the case, it's refreshing. But yeah, anyway, it's a good time to build a portfolio, and I feel like Tom's a natural at meteorology, so I didn't ask for it back. Tom, if you're watching this, any news station would be lucky to have you. I ordered a new one, so don't worry about it. I really didn't have much else to say other than happy 420. I guess enjoy the rest of these visuals, and I will play you out with Roll Another Number by Neil Young. It's too dark to put the keys in my ignition. In the morning sun is yet to climb my hood ornament. But before too long I might see those flashing red lights. Look out, mama, 'cause I'm coming home tonight. Emily and I have had a couple fights since self-quarantine started, and I wish I had thought to get B-roll, but you're just gonna have to trust that we can both be real pieces of work. I do feel like we're getting better though about knowing when to break away from a discussion and go into separate rooms and do things that calm us down. I like to watch classic films with strong male leads.
Colonel? Catch a wave? I will.
And Emily, actually, I don't really know what she does in there. Emily, I'm gonna forward you this Atlantic article. We could have a discussion about it if you wanted. In the kitchen around 7, if that works for you. It says to keep love alive, we need to bear the rule of 4 in mind, which is 4 good things are necessary to overcome 1 bad thing. So if you want, you can think of 4 good things I could do for you, and like write them down. You could slip them under the door. Emily? 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 So we never talked about whatever it was that happened yesterday, and I don't know that we ever will. I feel like if I were to tell Emily, hey, I saw you in some kind of fugue state, she'd think I was trying to gaslight her. Or maybe she'd try to find a way to blame me for not giving her enough privacy while she was channeling her demons. But it looks like she's doing fine today. And I found when it comes to relationships in confined spaces, it's best to let sleeping dogs lie. I mean, consider Eddie Lane, Aaron Paul's character in the Hulu original The Pat. He's a loving husband and father whose wife and kids are entrenched in a New Age cult. And as soon as he decides to indulge his doubts and dick around with the truth, his home life is thrown into chaos.
You spoke
It's crazy how intense Aaron Paul's whisper is.
So what happens now?
Whoever lobbed him deserves an award. That's the most formidable whisper I've ever heard. Jesus, is it ADR? What's going on?
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
I read somewhere that poetry sells at 21% AGR, and my Explore page is full of pithy bombshells by the likes of Rupi Kaur. I'm made to make concessions, why not insta poetry? I mean, the more I worship self-expression, the less I recognize me. Could this be what will raise me from the algorithmic dead? Could I forsake vlog making and be an insta bard instead? I might just play that card, drop the grueling ambiguity. I could think positive, not hard, go hard for relatability. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Back on April 13th, I had said that I would post a video every weekday until the end of self-quarantine, and now, 2 weeks later, it's looking like I may have to renege on that. Yeah, there are some things that are gonna require my man hours next week, and video editing, if you weren't aware, is a very painstaking, very time-consuming process. So, yeah, will the videos resume after a while? Hopefully. I can't say for sure, and I would apologize, but I don't know if anyone's watching or following this closely enough to care one way or another. Luckily, I had an epiphany yesterday, and I'm gonna start doing insta poetry. It seems like a nice, easy outlet. If you don't know what that is, it's a type of poetry. The form usually consists of short, direct lines in aesthetically pleasing fonts that are sometimes accompanied by an image or drawing. In its most basic form, insta poetry usually consists of bite-sized verses that consider political and social subjects such as immigration, domestic violence, sexual assault, love, culture, feminism, gun violence, war, racism, LGBTQ, and other social justice topics. My poems probably won't touch on any of those things, not because I don't care about them, but because I've found that I'm a big proponent of art for art's sake.
Oh, that's rich. That is... That is rich.
What I mean is, we don't need to assign a purpose to everything. It's counterproductive, if anything. Everybody's pretty wound up as it is. Shut the fuck up, Aaron. What I'm saying is, we don't need to turn everything into a conversation piece. Sometimes words are very unnecessary. Depeche Mode. We should be able to rest our eyes on some things that aren't forcing us to confront the evils of our society. Shut the fuck up, Aaron. You want me to talk about injustice in an Instagram square then? Yeah, you think those Insta poets aren't phoning it in? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna tackle immigration with a couplet. Fuck you. Anyway, so my weekday dispatch will now come in the form of insta poetry for the foreseeable future. It's easier than video on both the consumer and the creator. And yeah, it shouldn't take any time at all, really. I'll just slap some shit on Instagram every weekday. If you're watching this on YouTube, you will have to follow me on Instagram. So there's that. Thank you for understanding. Yeah.